Levinson. I signed creative coding. We hadn't done this in the classroom before, so I wanted to go through it with you. I had a couple questions about it, how you did it and why it didn't work, or that you were having problems with it. So basically, what we're going to be doing is creating a meme using the meme coding, which is very similar to some of the other coding things that you may have seen before. So you may have even used sprite coding or coding in Minecraft. Very simple. But unfortunately, when it first pops up, you can't see everything that you need. At least on my computer, it didn't pop up that way. So play and plan, explore the backgrounds, graphics, and sprites, then sketch your meme on paper. So we're going to click next to get started. Now, this is the field here in the middle. This part is where we're going to be typing all of our codes. Okay. The first thing you need is a background, and you don't see, unfortunately, for whatever reason, I don't know why the meme sprites and graphics don't pop up here. So if we click over here, we click into this expand thing. When we escape from it, now everything is there. Okay, so that may be one of the things that was bothering people. So I'm going to go ahead and start to create a meme using the backgrounds from the video that you watched today. So I'm going to start as adding a background to the theme. Click or drag a background from the tab on the lower right side of the workspace, and then see the two new lines of code. So I can pick backgrounds. I'm just going to pick this background of Moby smashing the piggy bank. And you'll see it pops up here. The code pops in here, and my video is populated. All right. But I'm not done yet. I want this to be a meme. I want this to be a message about what I learned from the video. So the next thing we're going to do is add a graphic or a sprite. So I'm going to have Moby here thinking about maybe that he made a mistake by smashing his piggy bank. So I'm going to add a graphic or a sprite. So the graphic that I want is this. Get rid of this. The graphic that I want is this speech bubble here. And when I click on it, it's going to pop up. It's going to be right in sort of like over Moby's head, right? We'll take care of that in a second. The other thing that I want to add is a sprite here. I want to add the sprite of this being put back together or being glued back together, okay? So I've got those two things in there, but now they're in the wrong spot. That's okay. Let's click next. So now we want to change the size of the things that we just added. Now notice that they call this my graphic 1 is the first one we added, which was the speech bubble. So I'm going to enter a new line. You see how number 6 popped up? And I'm going to type exactly what they tell me to type. My graphic with capital G. You got to do it exactly the same way it is there. My graphic 1 scale space equals space. And I want this to be smaller than it is. So I'm going to say 0.5. And then it's going to be a lot smaller. Now, it's not where I want it. We're going to take care of that in the next step. But this big giant pig being put back together is still too big too. And I want this pig to fit inside the speech bubble. So I'm going to go my graphic 2.scale equals, and I want it to be smaller, so I'm going to go half of that, 0.25. And now you see the pig is about the size of the speech bubble or fitting inside it, all right? So I'm going to click next here. Changing the position of the graphic or sprite. This is a little tricky. If you look on here, you'll notice every time I put my my cursor over the video, you see those numbers down here. The numbers where that used to be, X and Y. That is a position on here. So I want the speech bubble, the center of the speech bubble, to be right about here, which is X708, Y119. So I'm going to go my graphic 1 dot this time X equals 700. and you'll see it moved way over to the right. Now that's too far, so let me take it a little bit less than that. 600. A little closer. Let's try 500. And that one seems to be what I want. All right. And it's right where I want it to. I don't have to worry about moving the Y. I could move the Y up and down if I wanted to. So let me show you how I do that. My graphic 1.Y, this is the up and down, equals, let's say I wanted it to be 100. You'll notice that it comes down a little bit. Well, I don't want to do that. I'm going to get rid of this. I want it to be, I liked where it was. Okay. Now I got to do the same thing with the pig. My graphic 2.x equals, and it's going to go in the same place, 500. But it's not exactly where I want it to be. So I'm going to say 550. And my graphic, notice the capital G. The Y, I need to move this down a little bit. So I'm going to go 25. It goes down a little bit. Now it's exactly where I want it to be. Okay. So I've moved it around. Click the next step. Transparency, opacity. If you want to be able to see through it, like let's say you wanted to see what was going on behind you, then you would change the transparency. You could make it darker or lighter. So like if I wanted to be like ghostly, I could put in something in here that's my graphic 2.opacity equals 0.5 semicolon. And when I do that, you'll notice that it kind of, do you notice how it's kind of like not all there now? I don't want to do that. Okay. I want it to be just the way it was. So I'm going to skip this step, but obviously with your own, you can do that. And then adding words to the meme. Okay. So down here, you'll see when you get to this seventh slide for the instructions, this pops up under effects. I'm just going to drag this up here. I skipped a line. All I need to do is just delete that. And I've got hello. Now you might not be able to see it, but it's right up there in the upper left-hand corner of my screen, right? There's that little hello thing. So I'm going to change hello to something that I want to be saying. Okay, so I'm just going to change it to I'm broke. That's what he's going to be saying. And we're done with the text. And it says I'm broken there. Mr. Levinson, I can't see that. Of course you can't. So we're going to make it bigger. And we go my capital T text 1 dot size space equals space. And we can make it, now you could play around with numbers. Let's say 100 and then semicolon. And now it's bigger. But I don't like that color. I mean, I can hardly see it, right? So I'm going to change this. Now this one, I like where it is. I'm going to keep it here. But if you wanted to move this around on the screen, my text 1.x equals, and then you can move it anywhere you want to on the screen. I'm not going to do that. I'm skipping this step. Change the font. So I changed the font to my capital T text 1 dot font equals quote capital O S W A L D quotation mark semicolon. Now it's changed fonts to that font there. And I still don't like the color, so I'm going to go up here, and now next step 1112 is the color. My text 1 dot color equals, and I'm going to make this black semicolon. And there we go. And we're going to go next. Congratulations, you coded your meme, save your project, and submit to your teacher. Now, you can start off easily and do a simpler background. I mean, just do a color background if you want. Add a small graphic. I just want you to practice this, okay? That's all I'm looking for. And then you can submit this to the teacher when you're done, all right? Thank you very much for watching, and good luck with coding.